RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Andy's Auto Body, Tire, and Auto Service and Sales. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Auto Centers Nissan, home of the Wiggity Way. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East's premier sports bar and grill. Shell Community Federal Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Alton Sports Tap, sports, food, and good times. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Ruderman Plumbing, your locally owned plumbing superheroes. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949.
Smay here. Meanwhile, for Jerseyville, it's Darren Perdun and the Panthers, and our first pitch from Zach Gleaner is ball one, just a little high to the catcher, Hunter Bryant, for the Jerseyville Panthers, and we are underway, top of the first. Here's a strike called as Gleaner, the right-hander, faces Hunter Bryant, the right-handed hitting catcher, to start the game.
Don't normally see catchers leading off. Hunter Bryant got that chore for Jersey.
Outside corner for a strike, catches the corner on Bryant, and he takes a step out of the batter's box, now back in with 2 strikes and a ball. And Gleaner brings another one, and it is strike 3 called, outside corner at the knees. So a couple caught the corner on the outside, and that one was down around the knees, but still good enough.
Well, your leadoff man, you'd like to see a lot of pitches, and Bryant took some borderline pitches there, and he finds himself going back to the dugout, a strikeout victim by Gleaner.
And right away, you maybe see where the home plate umpire likes it, and maybe he likes a little bigger strike zone as he calls another strike here to Jacob Witt, the right fielder, another right-handed hitter for the Blue of Jersey. The Panthers here in the top of the first inning, low and away, ball one to Witt. He'll be followed by Jake Varble, the shortstop, then Crick Kimball. Kimball plays third base for sixth-year head coach Darren Perdun. His first spring was back in 2010. Had a good year last year when they won 24 games and won a regional, 3A regional championship.
They bring back some key players from last year's team, but missing a few key cogs as well.
Swing and a miss at a pitch running away from Witt. And that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Roxana in the field, and Gleaner brings another. Swing and a pop foul back here and out of play. The Big Z salutes today's business of the day, Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, now in their 35th year in business. Ask the lawn care professionals at Bob's Lawn and Garden. That's our business of the day here on the first day of the contest, April 1st, and this one is just outside, 3-2 the count.
Just missed on that one, and the umpire, he's called a couple of strikes on that outside corner, and it looked like he was going to raise his arm there.
So it's a payoff pitch, 3-2, up and in, and it hits the batter. Witt turns away from it, hits him up and in, maybe near the left shoulder. The back in the shoulder area, hit by pitch on 3-2.
Witt didn't bail out too much. I think he was okay with getting hit. Looked like it may have been an off-speed pitch that didn't quite break. Now Jake Varble comes in, and he's kind of the leader of this Jersey Panther team, a multi-sport athlete who plays baseball, football, and basketball, and he's a standout at all 3 of those sports.
Tall right-handed batter and the shortstop, number 3 hitter, so right in the heart of the order now for the Panthers. Ball 1 from Gleaner here to Varble, another right-handed hitter for Jerseyville.
Varble was the starting pitcher when these two teams played a few weeks ago. Did not figure in the decision. The game went 8 innings.
Here's the pitch. It is high from Gleaner for a ball. That was a 7-4 win for the Panthers.
And Gleaner did pitch in that game, and he pitched in relief, and he suffered the loss in that 8-inning affair, gave up 3 runs in the 8th, only 1 was earned.
The stretch by Gleaner with a man on and 1 out. Off-speed pitch, and Varble missed it by a lot there as he was fooled, swing and a miss.
2-0, and he goes with the off-speed pitch and had Varble way out front. 2-1 now.
Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. It's baseball today at Roxana Park. Throw over to first and the runner back. Moore holds the runner on over there. Skiff at second. Foss at short. Ingram at third. Mathis is the catcher. Gleaner, the pitcher, a record of 0-1 on the season. The outfield left to right. Davis, Vandiver, and Reardon. Here's a strike around the knees, and it's 2-2.
On that pickoff play, Witt was leaning just a little bit. He got back in time, but it looked like he may be looking to run. He's one of the quicker Panther players on this roster.
Jacob Witt with a lead, leaning a little bit there. They throw over and safe at first base.
Varble's going to be one of the main RBI guys on this Panther team. Right now, he's only got 2 on the season. Tied for second on the team. Drake Kanelican, a starter in his first year, has 4.
Pop up near home plate. The catcher Mathis under it. The pitcher's going to call for it, though, and it spins to the fair territory area in front of home plate, and it is Gleaner that grabs the pop-up. And the runner at first with 2 down now for Jerseyville.
It's going to be one of those days where there's going to be some balls that go straight up like that, and it's going to wreak havoc for some of these defensive players. And that time the catcher thought he was camped under it, and it blew about halfway between catcher and the pitcher's position, and the pitcher made the play.
Here's Kimball from the left side. He wears number 3, so a left-handed batter in the cleanup spot. Throw over to first and the runner back. Again, the head coach is Darren Perdun. Chris Skinner coaches over at first base, the assistant coach for Jerseyville.
Not a lot of big offensive numbers from this Jersey Panther team that's got 4 wins on the season.
There's a line drive shot into right field. Reardon goes to get it in right. The runner turns and heads to third. Witt will be there. It's first and third on the single to right. 2 on, 2 out for Kennedy.
Hard hit ball down between the right field position and the line. Not enough to send the runner all the way around from first base. It would have had to be misplayed by Reardon out there. Instead, he got it back into the infield, and runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Here's Brendan Kennedy, and we'll see what he can do. He has a couple of RBIs on the season, but it's first and third. 2 on, 2 out. Jerseyville with a hit by pitch and now a single. There's also been a strikeout and a pop out in the inning. 2 down. And a big spot in the ball game right off the bat. Swing and a miss on a change there.
For Kimball, that was his only 4th hit of the season, and 6 games in. This is the 7th game and only 4 hits. He's a guy that they're hoping to provide a lot of offense, and so far he's been struggling.
Swing and a pop foul. First base side over the Roxana dugout. First base side. A lot of foul territory room here, as we always mention at Roxana Park. In this baseball diamond, a lot of room in foul territory for foul balls. But 2 strikes here. Quickly from Gleaner to Kennedy. Swinging a ground ball to third. Gobbled up by Ingram. He throws to first. Moore will make the tag, and that is the end of the Jerseyville first inning. They leave 2 runners on. They had 1 hit in the first. Roxana coming up. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Shells and Panthers. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
If you have car problems, Andy's has the solution. Customer service is priority number 1. Our dedicated staff will be more than helpful in getting your car back on the road while you relax in our comfortable waiting area. If needed, we'll also make arrangements for a rental. Our experienced ASC certified technicians will walk you through every step of the process. Andy's Tire and Auto Service offers every under-the-hood service you need. Visit one of our 4 convenient locations today.
Dad, the toilet's clogged again.
Rooterman to the rescue. We'll clean any drain, anytime, anywhere. Rooterman is your locally owned and operated plumbing and drain cleaning company. We're friendly, fast, and reliable. Rooterman takes the extra steps to protect your home while providing stellar 24-hour emergency superhero service with hometown pricing. So for plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, water heaters, filtration systems, or just when your house pipes are in trouble, call Rooterman.
And Ingram, the bottom 3 in the batting order. Josh Rudd, the designated hitter, batting 5th, bats for the pitcher, Zach Gleaner. And we get underway with Chance Foss digging in. And there is a strike call. Roxana with a big year last year and a lot of returning players. They won that regional championship in a big battle with Southwestern, and they will battle with Southwestern all year long again, not only in the SCC, but postseason maybe again. Shells and Piasol Birds battling baseball-wise. Chance Foss back again this year, and he fouls one back to the screen here. Strike 2.
Got a 13-0 win last time out. That was versus Pana, and that was the no-hitter thrown by Logan Reardon last Saturday. So pitching very good when Reardon was on the hill on Saturday.
And he's their ace. Here's strike 3 called. Foss was fooled. A breaking ball in on his hands, but it was good enough on the inside corner. Strike 3, 1 out.
Well, the top half of the first started with a called strikeout on the Panther leadoff man Bryant, and now Foss, leading off for the Shells, goes down on a called strike 3.
Jerseyville left a couple of runners on in the first. Now Blake Vandiver, speedy lefty, and he swings and misses on a pitch away from him outside there. It's lefty to lefty here with Mortland of Jerseyville and Vandiver of Roxana.
So Mortland's strikeout totals inching up. He's got 17 now in the season.
Ground ball to short. Gobbled up there by Varble. He throws to first. Vandiver hustling down the line, but 2 up, 2 down on the ground out.
Didn't really hit it sharply, just put the bat on the ball. Didn't get a lot of it, but right at Varble, came up throwing and got him easily at first base.
Crowd gathering little by little here as we inch toward 5 o'clock. And a pop foul backing out of play. Strike 1 to Logan Reardon, the outfielder today, right fielder today.
He's probably got, more experience than many of these Roxana players. Even though 7 starters returned from last year's squad, Reardon's probably the key.
Pop up in foul territory. The catcher there behind home plate, and Bryant stays with the sun and the wind, and he grabs the pop-up. The catcher makes the grab, and Foss, Vandiver, and Reardon go down 1, 2, 3, and we've played 1 inning here in Roxana. No score. Jersey and Roxana in boys baseball. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
All right, sir, we finished all the services on your car. They'll take it over for your complimentary car wash, and they'll call you when it's ready.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There is also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
Jersey to the plate. Big strike zone, and he will take a strike on the outside edge again.
.316 batting average on the season for Connellican. He's got the 4 RBIs leading the team.
Pitch up and in, and he backs away from a ball.
And we should mention that Jake Varble, who many feel will be the RBI leader once the season is over for Jersey, but he's missed a few games because of illness. So that's why his numbers are down a little bit.
Low and away there. Mathis digs it out of the dirt. Ball 2, though, to Connellican here. Chase Tallman, second baseman, waits on deck for the Panthers. Top of the second inning. Here's a pitch upstairs. Ball 3.
Gleaner making his 4th appearance on the season. 2nd start of the year.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Roxana and Jerseyville also meeting today. in girls softball. That's up in Jerseyville this afternoon. Shells and Panthers here, and 3-2 pitch is low and maybe just off the plate below the knees. And it is ball 4. It's a leadoff walk.
Second walk of the game by Galliner. He walked Witt back in the first inning, got stranded at third, and now Kanelican leads off the second with a base on balls.
Chase Tallman, the batter, second baseman. Right-handed hitter again, number 22 for the Panthers, and Coach Darren Perdun. It's a bunt, foul, third base side.
That pitch was riding up and in, and Tallman got the bunt sign from his coach, and he was determined to put it down, even though that ball was up in his eyes when he put the bat on it.
And some more signs for the base runner at first, and the batter in the batter's box, Tallman. Gleaner, the stretch. And the pitch, and it is low and away.
Both of these players in the batting order, Kanelican and Tallman, are first-year starters. Kanelican starting at first base because Luke Shively couldn't go. He's had back problems, scheduled to undergo surgery soon, so Kanelican gets duties at first base, and Tallman's one of these middle infielders.
Way high for a ball from Gleaner, 2-1 the count.
Probably the most notable graduate from last year's Jersey Panther regional winning team is Kyle Steckel, who played a lot at second base when Varble was manning the shortstop position.
Another pitch, ground ball to third. Ingram fires to second, but he fires it into right field for an error. And they were looking for at least the lead runner there, maybe even a double play. A two-hopper, but the third baseman threw it wide to the bag at second and out into right field. So it is first and third on the air, nobody out.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have gotten to. Tallman can run pretty well, but at least get the lead runner, and that throw wide at second base, a lot of times you see it. The third baseman not throwing necessarily towards the base. He kind of throws towards the player who is covering the second baseman, and it was wide into right field, and now runners on the corner. First two have reached here in the second.
Designated hitter James Holmes, throw over to first and the runner back. We'll see if Tallman does some running here and maybe tries to steal second base with or without a throw. Nobody out. The Panthers had 2 on in the first inning, 2 on, 2 out. Now they have 2 on in the second inning, nobody out. Here's a strike called, and there goes the runner on a delayed steal. No throw, second and third.
Delayed steal. The runner wasn't going as the pitch was thrown. He, in fact, did not break until after the ball was caught by the catcher, and the catcher elects to put it in his pocket instead of throwing down to second. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
Nobody out as Holmes gets ready, and check swing on a low delivery, and he went too far, as it was down near the dirt and down well below his ankles or below his knees, and strike one.
Not a lot of offensive punch out of the bottom of the order here for Jersey, with Holmes hitting 200 and Clendenin on deck hitting 125.
Pop foul backing out of play to the bleachers here behind home plate, strike 2. So Gleaner gets a new baseball. First base open, nobody out. But he's ahead of this designated hitter, James Holmes, 1 and 2. Gleaner looking for a strikeout. Curveball in the dirt. Mathis with a good block as it hit in front of home plate.
I think for Coach Darren Perdun, what he's hoping is that this bottom of the order just doesn't get more than 1 out at a time. He's hoping that he can get back to the top of the order with a couple of guys in scoring position, take his chances there.
Swing and a pop foul, backing out of play to the bleachers again, and they scatter again.
A lot of room here at Roxana, but last couple of foul balls have cleared the big fence here by about 20 feet.
So Gleaner gets another baseball. Still nobody out. 2 and 2 now with 2 on, 2 out. Or 2 on, nobody out.
And with the big space behind home plate, if a ball gets away from the catcher, a runner will score easily, maybe even a runner from second.
Swinging a foul off to the right, off the end of his bat there, and into short right field. Well foul. Still 2-2 to Holmes here. Designated hitter for the pitcher, Will Mortland. For the Panthers today, the pitch, swing and a tap to third. Ingram was going to come home, but it's off his glove. It's another error. Everybody's safe. 1-0 Jerseyville. As he looked up to home plate, he checked the runner before he had the ball off of his glove. Still nobody out.
Well, that's the second error of this inning by the third baseman, Ingram, and that time he just took his eyes off the ball. He was going to come home, and he would have had the Jersey Panther runner either in a rundown or he would have been gunned down at the plate. Just got a little bit anxious, misplayed the ball, and now 1 run's in. Runners at the corners again. Still nobody out.
That brings in Michael Clendenin, number 9 hitter, low and away for a ball.
Yeah, Drake Kanelican made a mistake. He broke as soon as that ball was hit directly to the third baseman, and he would have been out on the bases. But the Panthers get a break, and they're in the lead, 1-0.
Now, Coach Darren Perdun could have put that play on, the contact play where the ball hits the bat, you're coming home no matter what happens, and maybe that was the play, maybe not, and it could be on again. Here's a delayed steal again. The runner falls down between first and second, and they will try to get him all the way back to the bag, and they will. Now the runner coming home, and the tag, he's out. He's out at home. Now the runner goes to second base, and that's the first out of the inning. Out at home as the first baseman got it from Skiff, and then Moore deliver it to Mathis for the tag.
Well, Holmes did pretty much what he was supposed to do, except falling down. It wasn't designed for him to fall down between first and second, but when he got in the rundown, he just kept going back towards first, and the second baseman, Skiff, kept the ball as long as possible, and that was designed to try to get the runner to score from third, but he got a bad break.
Looping line drive over the shortstop's head. That's a base hit into left. Runner around third. He'll score on the RBI single. So the number 9 hitter, Clendenin, comes through. 2-0 Panthers.
And the Panthers get some production out of the bottom of the order as Holmes comes around, or check that, Tallman comes around to score the second run of the game. After reaching on an error, he scores Jersey's second run on a single over the shortstop's head by Clendenin.
So now to the top, and catcher Hunter Bryant to the plate. 2-0 Jerseyville on top. 2 runs here in the second inning. Gleaner to Bryant, top of the order.
I was right the first time. Holmes was the runner that scored. It was Tallman who was out at home plate the previous play.
Ball 1 to the Jersey catcher. Struck out looking last inning to start the ball game in the first. That's the only strikeout for Gleaner so far. Hit a batter, walked a batter, couple of errors this inning behind him. And he's also allowed a hit this inning, and the first hit of the inning was right there, the RBI single. Hunter Bryant, line drive, and that's a base hit. Up in his eyes, and he turned on it into left field. First and second, still 1 out.
2 straight singles, and so far in this inning, 5 straight have reached against this Roxana Gleaner, and 2 of them have been reached on errors. And going back to the first meeting between these teams, Gleaner gave up 3 runs. 1 of them was earned, so you assume that there were some errors in that short stint of Gleaner on the mound in that extra inning game a couple of weeks ago.
Throws outside for a ball, and it's a long second inning, top of the second inning for Roxana in the field and for Jerseyville at the plate. Jerseyville in the third base visitors dugout here at Roxana. Breaking ball drops in there for a strike.
But the double play's still in order. If he gets a ground ball right at one of these infielders, they can turn 2 and get out of this inning with just 2 runs allowed.
Gleaner to Jacob Witt. Low and away, it bounces in. The Big Z salutes today's business of the day once again. Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, now in their 35th year in business. Ask the lawn care professionals at Bob's Lawn and Garden. Our business of the day for April 1st, Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey. Stretch by Gleaner of Roxana, the pitch. Soft line drive, shortstop can't get it. Foss gave it an effort there to his left, but it was hit just hard enough to get into short center. Base hit, bases are loaded, 3 singles in a row.
Well, these singles have not been hard hit by any means. They've just been a couple of them that just barely got out of the infield. The hardest hit one was by Bryant, and the Panthers have put a stretch together now of 6 straight batters reaching base, but they've only got 2 runs across. But they've got Jake Varble coming up now as there's a conference on the mound with Roxana coach Scott Harper talking to his pitcher, and then Jake Varble gets the opportunity to go down to third base and talk with his coach, Darren Perdun.
So the heart of the order for the Panthers now, second inning, and Gleaner needs to face Varble, Kimball, with the bases loaded and 1 out. This all started with a leadoff walk, and then a couple of errors, and now 3 hits in a row, 3 singles in a row, and now it's going to be Jake Varble in a big spot in the game, already 2-0, but he could break it open a little bit here, even though we're early in the second inning.
Varble only has 15 plate appearances on the season, 12 official at-bats coming into the game. He's missed a couple of games because of illness, but he's back healthy, and he's got an excellent opportunity to up his RBI totals here.
Ball 1. Jake Varble takes low and away. No place to put him. Bases are loaded. They're in at the corners, first and third on the infield for the Shells defense. Back at second and short. This one's low for a ball.
Well, Gleaner's missed low on a couple of pitches, and that's a sign that he doesn't want to give Varble something meaty to hit, but he also don't want to walk in a run, so he's going to have to come to him next couple of pitches.
Gleaner, the stretch, and the pitch. Foul ball, straight back, good cut, good pitch, and Varble is at 2-1 now.
That was a bell-tie pitch that Varble just missed, got it straight back to the screen, and counts 2-1. And if Gleaner can get out of this, if he can somehow retire Varble, it's a big out.
Foul ball, back again, behind home plate and over the screen here. 2-2 now. Shells look for the force out at home, maybe a home to first double play. Depends on where it's hit. Jerseyville looking for a bigger inning. They have 2 in the second. Low and away on a curve, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming.
Infield's pretty much straight away, especially the middle infielders. They're playing for a double play. The corner infielders are playing about even with the base.
Swing and a pop-up, and it's on the infield. Infield fly rule takes effect here. Third baseman Ingram staggering with the wind, and he makes the catch at third base. 2 down.
Yeah, the umpire made the call. It was infield fly, but it was anything but a sure out with that wind whipping around, and Ingram was able to haul it in. It would not have been an error if it would have gone off his glove. It would have been an out with the infield fly rule.
So bases loaded, 2 down for Kimball now. From the left side, the third baseman who had a hit last time takes low and away. So let's see if that Varble out is a big turning point in this game, one way or the other, because bases loaded, 1 out, and he did not bring in a run of any kind there.
Well, if the Panthers put 6 men on base and only scored 2 runs, that's got to be momentum going towards Roxana, despite the fact that they trail in the game 2-0.
And we'll see what Gleaner does with the cleanup hitter here, the lefty. Inside for a ball, and it's 2-1.
The Panthers had really hoped to have a solid middle of the order with Varble, Kimball, and Shively. Shively's not available to him, so it kind of falls on the shoulders of Crick Kimball, who's been playing since he's a freshman.
Low and away, and it's ball 3 with the bases loaded.
I'm sure there's schools around the area, especially the Mississippi Valley Conference schools like Civic Memorial, thinking, when are these guys going to graduate? They played multiple sports since they've been freshmen.
There's a strike called. It catches the outside corner, and again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. It was full to Varble, 3-2. Now it's full to Kimball. Kimball waits Gleaner brings it to him. 3-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball deep to center. Vandiver looking up. It's over his head. The wind is going to take it out of here to straightaway center field. And it's a grand slam for the cleanup hitter, Kimball. It just kept going and going and going.
That was a tailing ball, too. It wasn't like he ripped it into the corner. It was a straightaway center field that just kept tailing away from the outfielder. They don't have the flag out on that center field flag foul pole, but the wind is more or less blowing out, and that time Kimball got a hold of one on a 3-2 pitch. He parked it over the fence.
Boy, it didn't look like it was going to get out, especially the deepest part of the park, straightaway center field near that flagpole out there. And it leaves the yard, sails over the fence with the bases loaded, 2 down, 3-2 pitch, and he clears them off. Here's Brendan Kennedy. And all of a sudden, Jerseyville with a 6-run inning.
Well, we talked about how close Gleaner was to get out of the inning. He had the 3-2 count to Varble, got him to pop up, and then the 3-2 pitch to Kimball had a different result.
Swing and a foul straight back to the screen here by Kennedy, the 9th batter to bat for the Panthers in the inning. They've batted around.
Well, Kimball came in with 2 RBI, actually just 1 RBI on the season, and he adds to that with a 4-bagger grand slam home run.
A big fly to center field. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball off the pitcher, and it goes by Skiff. It's going to sneak into right center field for a hit that goes off of the pitcher's leg here.
Bad break for the Shells. That ball went off the leg of Gleaner and carry him towards the second baseman, but the second baseman was moving towards the middle of the field, and he had to backtrack, and it just was out of his reach, and Skiff couldn't get to it. And it's another hit for the Panthers in this, what has become a 6-run second inning.
And after the grand slam a moment ago, it reminds us that after the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. So stay tuned for that later on this afternoon. Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game coming your way. Right now, Canalican coming your way with Gleaner still trying to get out of this second inning.
5 hits in the inning, plus those 2 errors. And there was also the walk.
Here's a pitch that's outside to Canalican. He started this big inning with a walk. Came around to score on an error. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. As we head toward 5 o'clock here, with baseball on the Big Z, you're in tune to WBGZ Alton. 5 o'clock, and we're in the second inning. There's a swing and a miss.
First time these 2 teams played, the Panthers fell behind by a score of 3-0, with Roxana scoring 3 first-inning runs. Panthers would get 3 runs of their own in the third. The 2 teams were tied at 4 for much of the game.
Fly ball, foul territory down the left field line. That'll be strike 2, and it's 2-2 now to Canalican.
After 3 innings of that game, it was 4-4. They went scoreless until the 8th when the Panthers were able to push across 3 and win it 7-4, and that was back on March the 21st.
Looks like number 11, Josh Rudd, in the bullpen for Roxana, loosening up a little bit. There's a foul ball to the Roxana dugout. Mathis a long way, and he almost got there as he hustled all the way close to the dugout, and he got a glove on it, I believe, but it's a foul ball.
That was a good effort by the catcher Mathis, and to get a glove on the ball right around the on-deck circle, that was a long way to go, and he almost came up with an inning-ending play.
It's a 6-run inning here. 6-0 Jerseyville. A grand slam home run in the inning. And there's a runner on with 2 down. Swing and a pop-up near the mound, and the pitcher wants it. Gleaner will grab the pop-up, and that will end the second inning for Jerseyville. But not before they score 6 and they lead the Shells 6-0 in the second inning. Back at Roxana Park in a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
In the market for a new Nissan? Go no further than Auto Centers Nissan in Wood River, the #1 volume Nissan dealer in the Midwest. Auto Centers always has a huge selection, and every new Nissan is backed by Auto Centers' exclusive low price guarantee, 30-day return, and lifetime powertrain warranty. Auto Centers also has a gigantic pre-owned inventory, and regardless of any credit problems, Auto Centers will get you approved. So be wiggity wise and hurry into Auto Centers Nissan, Highway 255 and 143 in Wood River, Illinois. AutoCentersNissan.com.
At Shell Community Federal Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Shell is the one place to go.
4, 5, and 6 batters for the Shells against the lefty. Mortland looking for his first win of the year. Gleaner looking for his first win of the year. And the first pitch is a ball, and now Darren Perdun just tells his pitcher, throw strikes, let him hit the ball. 6-0 Panthers. Swing and a line drive into right field. Right fielder camps under it and makes the play. Looking into the sun, Witt with the grab.
That was a hard hit shot by Mathis, who's hit some hard balls this year. He's got the team lead in RBI, and the Panthers like the idea of him leading off with no one on. Hits it hard, but right at Witt.
That'll bring in the designated hitter. Batting for the pitcher Gleaner, it's Josh Rudd. And Rudd will swing and miss, strike one.
Be interesting to see if Gleaner can get another couple of innings. Will it be Rudd who follows him to the mound after warming up a little bit earlier on?
A lot of pitches in this top of the second inning for Gleaner while he was out there, and now 2 quick strikes on Rudd. And Mortland ready to go again. Now going to work quickly here. The lefty brings it home. Swing and a miss up in his eyes. Strike 3, and 5 up, 5 down for the Shells.
And Mortland is working quickly, and the Shells aren't helping him out any, as Rudd took a swing at a pitch that was outside on that second strike of that, what would turn out to be a strikeout, the second of the game for Mortland.
And that brings in Skiff. He takes one up and in. Randy Skiff wears number 1, second baseman.
Been struggling this season, only hitting .111. He's got 2 hits in 19 plate appearances, 18 official at-bats.
This one's popped up foul, first base side, and out of play behind the screen again here. 1-1 to count, 2 up, 2 down quickly for Roxana. Skiff be followed by the bottom of the order, Tanner Davis, Adam Moore, Joe Ingram. Swing and a foul again. Strike 2. 2 strikeouts early in the game for Mortland. No base runners yet for Roxana. They have a record of 2-3 on the year. There's a drive into right center field. Witt over there, though, and he'll make the grab. Hit hard, hit well the other way, but Witt had him played toward the gap a little bit. And the right fielder makes the grab, and Gleaner is headed back to the hill after 2 innings. Jerseyville 6, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Timeout. Come here. I need better coverage. Anybody here give me better coverage?
Put me in, coach. I can give you better coverage. Not only can I give you better coverage, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
Hey, where do you want this ladder?
Oh, come on, coach.
American Family Insurance.
Sports, food, and good times. That's what you'll find at Alton Sports Tap. With our daily specials and the best wings around, no game day is complete without us. Between our main bar, enclosed and outdoor patios, you won't know where to begin your evening. Alton Sports Tap has a spacious banquet center offering plenty of space to host any event and the food to make it great. Whether you stop by to catch a game, grab dinner, or enjoy our new live gaming, Sports Tap has got you covered.
And Zach Gleaner back on the hill, and it's 6-0. Jerseyville with a 6-run second inning. And now the third inning, swing and a miss by Tallman.
Bottom of the order here for the Jersey Panthers, but two of these batters that will bat in this third inning came around to score last inning.
This one is pop foul, back and out of play it goes.
Almost got a car.
On the move, moving vehicle here. Gleaner, right-handed pitcher for Roxana. And he delivers, and it's popped up first base side, right near the bag and right near the base runner. And the fair line, foul line is Moore, the first baseman, to make the grab.
Well, Moore wasn't distracted by the runner, and the runner was running right down the base path, and that ball was caught right between those two white chalk lines about 10 feet in front of the bag there at first base. A lot of balls straight up in the air on the infield here in the early going.
Here's a pitch down in the dirt. Well, a couple of errors by the third baseman Ingram last inning. In this inning, we have a new third baseman, number 15 down there, Sam Mosby, comes in for Roxana. So he is now at third base for the third inning. (15) Mosby in the game. Here's Gleaner bringing it home. And just above the letters, maybe a little outside for a ball. James Holmes, designated hitter. And the DH will take a strike here, inside corner.
Reached on an error last time up, came around to score in that 6-run second.
Here's a pop foul, first base side, and out of the reach of the first baseman for strike two in foul territory. Boy, that inning was big. Varble pops up with the bases loaded, but Kimball picks up his teammate Varble in a big way with the grand slam with 2 outs.
And Gleaner was just one strike from getting out of that inning with 2 runs allowed. Instead, Jersey puts 6 on the board.
One swing of the bat. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Holmes strikes out, 2 down, third inning.
That is the second strikeout of the game for Gleaner. He struck out the very first man he faced, Hunter Bryant, back in the first. Gets a strikeout here swinging by Holmes in the third.
6 runs, 6 hits for the Panthers here in the ball game. Early in the ball game. We're in the third now. Swinging a pop-up. That's going to be on the infield. Skiff is there. Second baseman for the Shells. Makes the grab. 1, 2, 3 for the Panthers. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Shells coming to the plate. They trail Jersey 6-0. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
We're always looking for better ways to do things. But with some banks, better for them isn't always better for you.
You've reached Megabank. Press 1 to hear your current balance. Press 2 to hear these options again.
Introducing free Kasasa checking. When you do stuff for us, like swipe your debit card or get e-statements, we make it even better for you with cash back and refunds on ATM fees. Kasasa, carried locally at Liberty Bank. Do you Kasasa?
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts?
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to State Farm agent Tom Lane to help you plan for your future today.
2 strikeouts, 1 in each inning. A couple of hard hit balls last inning by Roxana. Gives him something to build on. Hit some line drives out to right field.
2 strikeouts in 2 innings for Mortland, too. Here's a pitch down and in. Swing and a miss. Davis, strike 1.
Tommy Davis comes in, or Tanner Davis, I should say, hitting .400, limited plate appearances. This is his 11th at bat of the season.
Line drive into center. Center fielder moving over, makes the catch. Kennedy on the run. He got a good jump with a couple of steps into left center.
Well, 3 of the last 4 batters for Roxana have put the ball into the outfield, and it could be said, with the exception of the Crick Kimball home run, they have been some of the hardest hit balls this afternoon.
Mortland brings it in, and it's outside to the first baseman, Adam Moore. Ball 1. Mortland ready to go, gets the sign from Bryant, his catcher. There's a base hit into center field. Line drive right over the bag at second. That's going to be the first hit. The first base runner for Roxana here in the 3rd inning.
And for Adam Moore, it's just his 3rd hit of the season. Came in hitting .133. Gets a line shot right up the middle that Mortland kind of had to duck out of the way of. That brings in the number 9 batter. Ingram started the game at third base, and now Mosby is in there.
And he waits from the right side, wearing number 15, swing and a miss. Top of the order, Chance Foss waits on deck. Bottom of the 3rd inning, short lead for Adam Moore at first base. 1 on, 1 out. Breaking ball, tap foul. The catcher's feet, strike 2.
And I believe this is Sam Mosby's first at bat of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Mosby's ready, right-handed batter. Catcher sets up way outside, wasting one at 0-2, and strike 3 called, outside corner, catches the corner, 2 down.
Yeah, he might have set up outside, but that ball came back over the plate and may have not hit the spot he wanted, but he gets the strikeout nonetheless.
So 2 outs, and that'll bring in the top of the order, Chance Foss. The Big Z salutes today's business of the day, Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, now in their 35th year in business. It's our business of the day today, Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey. Ball 1 to Foss, down in the dirt. The lefty Mortland has a big lead, 6-0. Panthers scoring 6 big runs in the 2nd inning. Here's a foul ball, and the first baseman goes over into foul territory, and Kanalikin will make the play halfway to the Roxana dugout. A pop-up in foul territory ends the 3rd inning, and after 3 in Roxana, Jersey 6-0 over the Roxana Shells. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
On the fly, diving try, can't get it in left center field. It's in the gap. Hunter Bryant has 2 hits in a row. He's 2 for 3.
Lead-off double here in the 4th inning for the leadoff man for the Panthers, and he's got a little bit of speed to him. He's not the tallest of players, but Bryant's on base now 2 out of his 3 times to the plate, and another rally maybe for the Jersey Panthers here in the 4th.
Their 7th hit of the game, 2 for Bryant. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop, first base side. Mathis coming over the catcher and can't reach it near the Roxana first base dugout.
It was very close to where the Jersey first baseman was able to make a catch in foul territory last inning, but the first baseman here for Roxana Moore couldn't quite get there, and the catcher giving chase as well, just out of his reach.
For Kanalikin, that's just a couple of strides, right? He's 6'8" or whatever.
Maybe 6'5".
6'5", okay. He made the nice play in foul territory. Now Jacob Witt Swing and another drive. Vandiver going to the gap again. This time it hangs up for him, and he's got it. Center fielder Vandiver makes the grab. 1 out.
It was hit virtually in the same area that Bryant hit the double, but this time it was Witt getting the second out of the inning as Vandiver kind of playing a little bit more towards the gap and was able to catch that one on the fly.
Gleaner looks in, facing Jake Varble, 0 for 2, and you know he'd like to change that. He's popped up twice, once to the pitcher, once to the third baseman. Pop-ups on the infield.
Just couldn't quite square him up, and if he could get a hold of one, a couple of hard hit balls already here in this inning.
This one's popped foul, back and out of play. Behind home plate it goes again.
And another ball that Varble just misses. I mean, he's made contact, but he hasn't really had solid contact in any of his swings here today.
And Gleaner ready to bring it in. Off speed, he pops it up again. Foul ball, third base side. Mosby, the third baseman, goes over there and gets it in foul territory near the bag, and that's going to be 2 outs in the 4th.
Well, Gleaner's 1 man away from keeping the Panthers off the scoreboard here in the 4th after the double to lead off the inning by Bryant. He's still at second base now with 2 outs, but the man who hit the long ball back in the second inning bats here in the 4th with 2 outs, 1 on. Crick Kimball had the grand slam. Big fly of this game.
And there's another big fly into center. Vandiver going back near the fence, and he'll make the over-the-shoulder grab deep into center field again. This time Vandiver runs it down, and that's the end of the 4th for the Panthers. Middle of the 4th inning here at Roxana Park. Shells still being shut out by the Panthers. Jersey 6-0 in the 4th inning. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
Starting pitchers go because Gleaner, obviously more pitches than Mortland, but it'll be interesting to see as we go along now. Now we're in the middle of the ball game, 4th inning, where these 2 starters are headed today. Here's a pitch low to Vandiver, lefty to lefty here.
And the middle of the order for Roxana. If they want to get on the board, this is the time to do it with the heart of the order coming up.
Pitch from Mortland, low and away to Blake Vandiver. Ground out his first time up. 0 for 1. Again, Adam Moore, the only base runner. He has the only hit for the Shells. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball, short center. Center fielder coming in, still coming in, can't get it. A late jump there. I think Kennedy thought it was hit harder than it was with the big swing by Vandiver. It's a hit.
Yeah, he misread it. He took a couple of steps back before come charging in and just could never get there, and the ball drops in front of him, and that's maybe the break that Roxana needed. Now they've got Reardon coming up and Mathis on deck. They've got the right guys batting this inning if they want to try to end this scoreless outing by Mortland.
Logan Reardon now tries to keep it going. The leadoff single by Vandiver. He's at first. Ball 1 low.
Reardon, a .375 hitter coming into the game. 4 RBI on the season. Or check that, 5 RBI on the season for Coach Harper.
Mortland brings it in, bounces it in. Hunter Bryant with the block. He picked it clean. 2-0 though, the count.
Couple of pitches in this inning by Mortland, and he's not been comfortable with his landing spot. He's bounced a couple of up there, and as soon as he released the ball, he's worrying about where his landing is on the mound.
There's a ground ball towards short, right at the shortstop, out at second, on to first, and a double play. 6-4-3. Varble to Tallman. Good turn to Kanalikin with the big stretch. And Coach Scott Harper wants to make sure that he stayed on the bag at first, and it is going to be called a double play, and now the two umpires are going to talk it over with the play at first.
Well, that was a hard-hit ball by Reardon, and if you're going to turn a 6-4-3 double play, that ball has to be hit hard enough so you could turn the double play. And Reardon got a good break down the line, but he hit it too hard, and Varble was able to start it. Good turn at second base by Tallman, and a stretch at first by the 6'5" Kanalikin.
A breaking ball in there for a strike to Mathis. He didn't think so. Inside corner. And it's 0-1. Mathis hit it hard to right last time up, first time up. But Witt made the plays, 0 for 1. A line drive to right field. Here's a ball low.
Well, the Roxana Shells got that leadoff man on. They got a little bit of a break by a bad jump by the center fielder. But Reardon hits into the double play, and all of a sudden 2 outs, and Mortland looking at facing the minimum again.
Big curve stays up high this time, and it's 2-1, 2 outs. And nothing shaking for the Shells now with nobody on base. The cleanup hitter, Billy Mathis here, though. Right-handed batter. Ground ball. This one's to second base. Pitch up in his eyes, and he grounds out to the second baseman, Tallman, and that's the end of the 4th inning. We've played 4 now. Panthers 6-0 over the Shells. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
One of the greatest myths about car dealers is that some pay less for their cars than others. Hi, I'm John Roberts, and we all pay the same. Here at Roberts Motors, we can compete with any Ford dealer, regardless of how big they are or how great they say their deals are. The #1 concern of anyone buying a car today is service. At Roberts Motors, we pride ourselves in exceptional service before, after, and during the sale. Stop in today and see why Roberts has been the home of happy customers since 1949. Or see us online at RiverBender.com.
Today. Now we go to the 5th, and we salute our business of the day again. Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, now in their 35th year in business. Ask the lawn care professionals at Bob's Lawn and Garden. Our business of the day today, April 1st. Middle of the week, Wednesday baseball here. Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, our business of the day. Rudd's first pitch is low. Ball 1 to Brendan Kennedy. Now a ground ball to Mosby near the bag at third. Long throw, but it's a bad throw as he'd have beat it out anyway. It's going to be an infield single and an error on the third baseman because Kennedy was hustling down there. He would have been safe anyway, I believe.
Yeah, Mosby had to go kind of behind the bag and backhand that ball and make the long throw across, and Kennedy was digging right out of the box, and there was no way Mosby was going to retire Kennedy. The ball was wide at first base as Moore couldn't quite get it, and with all of this space here, Kennedy was going to get down to second easily. So the leadoff man is on. He's at second base in scoring position to start the 5th.
And another hit for Jerseyville. They're now at 8 hits in the game. And another error for Roxana. 3 errors, all on the third baseman. 2 different third basemen. Here's a ground ball to short. Foss will fire, and this one is high. Tips the glove of Moore and then goes into foul territory. A run will score on an error. And the Jerseyville batter, Kanalikin, ends up at second base. Nobody's retired. It's 7-0.
And that's going to be an error on Moore. The throw was good enough to catch at first base. The first baseman should have had it. Went off his glove, got far enough away from him that the runner from second, Kennedy, able to come around and score without a play. And the Panthers have scored their 7th run of the game, and they've got a runner on second, nobody out here in the 5th.
Second time that Jerseyville has scored a run on an error. And they scored on an error here in the 5th and tack on another and make it 7-0 here in the 5th inning.
Error by Mosby, and now an error by Moore. And that's 4 errors in the game for Roxana.
Here's the pitch by Rudd. Foul ball, backing out of play. Tallman, the batter. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and popped to the first baseman, Moore.
And he was cut down at the plate on a play in that 6-run second inning.
Breaking ball down in the dirt. Mathis goes to his right to block it down in the dirt. Rudd the pitcher, Mathis the catcher. Mosby at third, Fawcett short. Skiff at second, Moore over at first base for Roxana. Here's a pitch high to the batter. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter here.
Now, Rudd's started this game, and Panthers have hit the ball, first two men, but shouldn't have a run across the plate and shouldn't have a runner on second. There's been a couple of errors, and Rudd's been the hard luck pitcher so far.
Ground ball, base hit into right field, goes the other way nicely. The runner stops at third as Reardon will bring it back in from right field, and Tallman has a hit.
Well, we know Reardon's got a good arm. He's probably considered to be the #1 pitcher on this Roxana staff, and instead of testing it, the Panthers elect to keep runners at the corners with nobody out here in the fifth inning, leading 7-0.
James Holmes steps to the plate, designated hitter today in the 8-hole for Coach Darren Perdun. Couple of hits in the inning, couple of errors in the inning, and there's a strike call. It's 0-1.
Holmes reached on one of those errors back in the second and came around to score. Struck out last time up. The only strikeout, or only swinging strikeout by Galliner. He had 2 strikeouts in his outing.
Rudd brings it in, swing and a miss. Tailing in on the hands of the batter. 7 runs, now 9 hits for Jersey. Check swing, pitch low and away, gets away from the catcher. Runner goes to second, and a runner comes home to score. Both runners move up, and they tack on another run. It's 8-0.
Mathis didn't seem to go after the ball very quickly. I mean, it got away from him, and it didn't roll nearly as far back as it could have to allow the runner to score. Maybe got away by 10, 15 feet away from the catcher's area, and the Panthers push across another run, this time on a wild pitch.
And so Rudd, still with nobody out in the inning, runner at second base now. Breaking ball in there, strike 3 called, and Holmes strikes out looking. Rudd gets the K, and that's the first out of this 5th inning.
Second time Holmes has struck out in this game. First strikeout of the game for Rudd. First out of the inning for the Roxana Shells. Brings in the #9 hitter.
That will be Michael Clendenin, low and away, and it's in the dirt again by Rudd, and the runner moves up to third as he gets far enough away from the catcher.
That was looked like an off-speed pitch that the catcher couldn't quite handle. Tallman now over at third base. Singled, reached second on a wild pitch, now he goes to third on another ball away from the catcher.
There's a ground ball headed to third, goes under the glove of the third baseman Mosby. A run will score. They'll tack on another one, and the ball goes into short left field. Clendenin at first base, and 1 out.
I'm looking on your score sheet. Are you going to put a single, or is that another error on Roxana?
I'm going to say a single this time.
It was just off his glove. It kind of stayed low on him. He was ranging towards the shortstop area, and that time Mosby couldn't quite grab it. Panthers got another run across and another runner on base.
To his left a little bit there. He had to move over, and Hunter Bryant will moves in here. The leadoff man for Jerseyville up again.
And he's reached base last 2 times up.
3 runs in the inning, 9-0 now. Throw over to first and the runner back.
Well, if the Panthers want to kind of limit the innings of their pitcher, that's a big run at first base. If they can get to the 10-run mark, they've got 2 games on Friday, 2 more on Saturday that they hope to play. So obviously they would like to use Will Mortland, and if they can limit him to 5 innings today, they'll try to make that happen.
Play Hillsboro and Southwestern Friday. Well, Hillsboro and Southwestern will also play each other.
Those games in Piasaw.
Pitch from Rudd, low and away, and Bryant at 3-0, I believe, here.
And then the Panthers also play Rock Falls twice on Saturday.
Meanwhile, Roxana is supposed to play Wood River tomorrow, Shells and Oilers. That's here in Roxana. And then Friday at Litchfield. That's an 11 a.m. game on Good Friday at Litchfield for Roxana. Weather permitting. 3-1 to Bryant here. His 4th at bat. We're in the 5th inning. Popped up near the first base bag. Moore moving over. Foul territory. Skiff can't get it. Moore can't get it. It drops for strike 2.
Ball in on his hands. A little inside-out swing. He was able to muscle it near the outfield grass, but it was in foul territory, and the second baseman, first baseman couldn't quite get there. So he gets another life. Count is now full.
3-2 to Bryant. Runner at first. 1 out. 3 more in here in the 5th inning. Foul ball back and out of play. Some action in Bethalto today. CM baseball and softball going on. Baseball game. CM leading in the 5th inning, 1-0 over Breeze Mater Dei. Softball game at the Bethalto Sports Complex. CM up 7-2 on Granite City. Here's a fly ball down the left field line, and that's going to be fair and into the corner. Into the left field corner, and Bryant has done it again. It's a double, an RBI, and it's another run, and 3 hits in a row for the Panthers catcher.
He singled back in the 2nd, doubled in the 4th, doubles and drives one in here in the 5th inning. Hunter Bryant now on the season has 9 hits. That's tops on the team. He's got 3 doubles on the year, and that's his first RBI of the season.
RBI brings in Clendenin with 1 out, and Bryant at second base, and what a day after a called 3rd strike to start the game, struck out. Then 3 hits in a row. He scored a run. He has an RBI. And here is Jacob Witt. A 6-run 2nd inning, a 4-run 5th inning. It's 10-0, and the bunt is foul by Witt.
Now Roxana's down to their last 3 outs. The Panthers could make it a short game if they can keep Roxana off the board here in the 5th.
Stretch by Rudd here in relief of Gleaner, who went the first 4 innings. Swing and a foul off to the right.
A couple of errors to start this inning. Both men reaching on errors, came around to score. Then the hits started happening for the Panthers with Tallman and Clendenin reaching base on singles, and Bryant with a double driving in a run here in the 5th.
Curveball, and it's sent back up the middle. Diving play by Foss. Throw to first, and not in time. What a play behind the bag at second by Foss. But Witt, too quick. It's an infield single.
That saves a run, because if it would have gotten by Foss in any way, whether it was just by a few feet, Bryant would have been able to come around from second base to score. Foss kept it on the infield and just missed getting the speedy Witt at first base. Runners on the corners with 2 outs in the 5th.
2 on, 2 out for Jake Varble, who's 0 for 3. 3 pop-ups on the infield for the shortstop.
Or is there just 1 out? Just 1 out, maybe.
There's a fly ball down the right field line. Runner tagging at third, and Reardon misplayed it. The wind took it there, I believe, and he does not catch the ball. It lands to his left. Bryant will score, and it's 1st and 2nd here for Jerseyville with, again, 1 out.
Varble gets on base for the first time in this one, and that time the wind affected Reardon's attempt to make the catch. He had it go off his glove. We'll call it a single for Varble.
Wind blown into right field, and here is Crick Kimball. He's had a couple of big drives to center. One was a grand slam home run. One was caught in front of the fence by Vandiver.
He hit both of them really hard, and Vandiver made a good play last time to catch it on the run right in front of the fence in dead center field.
5-run inning. It's 11-0 now. Kimball, a strike called on him there. Left-handed batter. Rudd, the right-hander, looks in.
Well, the Panthers sent 10 batters to the plate in the 2nd inning. This is the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the 5th.
And they've had lots of hits in the innings they've scored, but also, if you look, 2 errors in each of those innings to help them out. 2 errors for the Shells in the second inning, 2 here in the fifth. This one's popped up down the left field line. Left fielder with a long run off of his glove. Tanner Davis got under it off of his glove, foul ball.
And that was catchable. Tanner Davis could have made the play. It was in foul territory. It doesn't go as an error, but nonetheless, it could have been the second out of the inning.
Slicing off the left-handed bat. Left-handed batter, Kimball there, and Davis with a long, long run and a couple of steps into foul territory and short left. Strike 2. First and second, Jerseyville, 2 on, 1 out. 4 in a row have reached base. Big day for Hunter Bryant. Big day for Kimball with the grand slam. He'll take it up and away for a ball. And also look at the bottom of the order. Michael Clendenin has driven in 2 with 2 hits.
Yeah, scored twice as well from that 9 hole in the batting order.
Pitch to the cleanup man. He fouls it back and out of play. Kimball waits from the left side again here. And the pitch. Up and in, and he sends it into right. That's a base hit. They'll stop the runners station to station. It's bases loaded here.
Hard hit ball to right field. Good bounce right into the chest area of Reardon, and he would have come up throwing if Perdun would have waved the runner in around third base. Instead, they just park it at third, and that was the 9th man to bat, and now Kennedy bats for the second time this inning.
Jerseyville batted around in the second inning. They bat around again. Swing and a miss by Kennedy. 5 runs this inning off of Josh Rudd. Gleaner went 4 innings, allowed 6 runs. It's 11-0 Jerseyville. High pitch from Rudd.
How many hits this inning do we have? Is it
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it looks like.
Yeah. And a lot of them coming here in succession.
5 in a row after the strikeout. This one is popped up, foul territory. Moore is under it. He'll make the grab up the first base line for out number 2. Bases loaded for Canalican.
If it was in fair territory, it would have been considered an infield fly. It was in foul territory, so Moore had to make the catch about halfway between first and home. That brings in Canalican, who came into the game as the RBI leader on the squad with 4, but he's now been surpassed by Kimball, who had that grand slam earlier.
In there at the letters, strike 1.
Canalican playing first base for this Panthers team after Luke Shively couldn't play baseball this year. Canalican really didn't play at all that I can remember as a sophomore last year on the varsity squad.
Ball outside, it's 1-1. 5-run 5th inning, a 6-run 2nd inning. 2 big innings for Jersey. And they have the big commanding lead here in the 5th. High for a ball.
And these 2 teams, we've had good weather first 2 days of the week, but they've had sitting on the sidelines. They haven't played since Saturday. Other teams in the area getting some innings in on both Monday and Tuesday, but these teams have been off since Saturday, chomping at the bit. Looks like Panthers were ready for this one.
Deep drive to left. Look out. That's deep near the fence, and that one is gone. It's another grand slam for the Jerseyville Panthers. Drake Canalican with a big fly, and 4 more for Jersey.
And for Canalican, he doubles his RBI output for the season and lost the RBI team lead to Kimball. Now as he shakes Kimball's hand at home plate, he's got 4 more of his own. A 2 grand slam day for the Jersey Panthers here this afternoon.
4 RBIs for Canalican with 1 swing of the bat. And just like that, it is 15-0 in the 5th inning. A 9-run inning.
Well, Josh Rudd didn't get help early in his outing. And now he's struggling to put away the Panthers with the 2 outs. He's trying to limit the damage. 16 runs now, or 15 runs, I should say.
Keelan Manning to bat here. He wears number 1 on his jersey, batting for Tallman here in the 5th inning.
And I believe this is Manning's, just his, he's batted 10 times this season, so he's coming off the bench here to pinch hit for Tallman.
Looks like Roxana may make a change. I'm not sure if it's a pitching change or not, but it allows us to tell you again, the Big Z saluting our business of the day today, Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey. Now in their 35th year in business, ask the lawn care professionals at Bob's Lawn and Garden. Bob's Lawn and Garden in Godfrey, our business of the day.
I don't know if they were questioning the substitution because Roxana didn't make any personnel changes. Maybe they were just asking for clarification what the Panthers had changed out there in their lineup.
It is Manning, number 1 at the dish. Ground ball to short. Foss is there. And after they clear off the bases with a grand slam, it's a ground ball to short to end the inning. A 6-run second inning for Jerseyville, an even bigger 5th inning. They score 9 in the 5th, and in the middle of the 5th inning, it is 15-0. The Panthers leading the Shells. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.